Hello everybody, this is Jason Roten with Primitive Life Training. Moving a couple of my traps today. I decided to do a little video for you on where I get my arrow shafts from and why I choose this particular bush to get my arrow shafts from. I hadn't really been able to do very many videos here lately, and I apologize for that, but this is a nice little tutorial on getting your arrow shafts. I like to get them in this time of the year. You can tell it's fall. Most of your hardwoods are without leaves, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive that these are dead or dying huckleberry bushes. But every now and then you'll find one that's got a nice, long, straight limb, and it's just long enough that I believe I could get my draw length out of that from right here down to right here. And let me come on around this way a little bit, let you see what I'm talking about. Not very much straightening to be done on this. Alright, so if you're looking for a good, lightweight, yet strong, hard to break arrow shaft, go out here and let me get up here and kind of let you look at the texture of the limbs and stuff. The bark. Trying to get it to focus in good for you. Okay, so show you a little bit more of the bark here. My camera somehow shut off, raindrop hit it or something. It's kind of drizzling out here, so anyway, just letting you get a good idea what this looks like. Nice, straight, arrow sized already. Won't have to do much sanding on this, and I'm going to just cut it off about right there where it's coming out of that knob, and then I'll cut it off right below this. I'll try to get as much of that as I can. Got a little straightening maybe right here I have to do, but that'd be about it. I could probably shave that out of it on this side, so I'm gonna take this, and this is gonna be one of my arrow shafts for this year. But there's several of these little bushes around here too. Here's one too, and you can see how the limbs just come up off of it. They're pretty straight when they come up. Some of them aren't, but sometimes you find some of these bushes that's really got some straight shafts on them, or decent enough that you can straighten it out and get you a good arrow shaft out of it. Here's one that's kind of small, but it runs up, and you see it's pretty limber right now, so I mean it'd have to dry out for a year, but you get it straightened out and let it dry that way, and that'd be a good arrow shaft. And so, you know, I find these little bushes like this, and that's what I take my arrow shafts from. When they're dry, they're hard like dogwood, but they're light. They're not all that bendable. they retain their form really well. And I know from my grandfather teaching me that these are what the Indians in this area, Native American people, would use for arrow shafts. They would choose these bushes for good straight arrow shafts. Other times they'd use cedar or something like that, maybe, but those things were kind of harder to come by than this is. And so you just, when you find you a good straight branch, you just come up here and cut it off and take it home and wrap it up in a bundle and let it dry, and then make your arrows. Really easy to work with. So anywhere you're at, if you're looking for primitive arrow shafts, you don't want to just go down out here and cut down little thin saplings of, maple and all that, and cedar saplings, and try to make arrows out of them. Pick you these little bushes out like this that's, got little straight limbs on it, and just borrow a limb or two from it, and, the tree continues to grow and produce more arrow shafts, and you could come back in time and pick a few more arrow shafts off of them. And this area here just happens to be blessed with one of these little bushes every 20 feet or so. So, there's no shortage of them here where I'm at. And, you find you some kind of bush or something, or like this, or a small tree that's got real straight limbs that you can, cut you some of the limbs off of. And I know a lot of people will think I'm silly by saying this, but thank that tree for its gift to you. Don't just hack on the tree and act as if it has no feelings, because plants do. They got feelings. They're not like our feelings, but they hurt when you cut their limbs off. So thank the tree, and thank you for your arrow shaft. And this is going to be used to help me, and it's not I'm just cutting it off of you for the heck of it. Native American people look at everything as having a spirit and life and feelings, and we know that plants have life. So if they got life, they must be able to feel some sort of way. They just have no way of letting us know it. But instead of cutting down the whole tree, like there's a little sapling right here, same kind of bush this is, I could just chop it down and that would kill the whole tree. But the thing about it is, with this one, you can see it still has green limbs, and I guarantee you, because I've seen and picked enough of these, that this is huckleberry. And these are probably, it probably won't be but another year or two that this thing will be just filled out with berries. And I've seen several of them off down through here that, just along the edge of this fence line, that have, good potential for shafts and for berries. There's one up here, right up here. The limb is kind of going like this across between this tree and this tree, but it's got 2 or 3 nice little straight long limbs on it, and these are excellent. Here's one that's pretty straight. It's big, but it's straight and long. You could draw this down, but that's a perfect arrow shaft. And you want to pick these straighter limbs and stuff of these bushes and trees. Don't chop down the whole tree, because you don't have to do that to get what you want. Just do a little looking, and once you get you up 12 or 13 of those limbs, then you go and put them in a bundle. And I'm gonna wait. I've got too much stuff to carry to do it today, but I know where it's at, and I can come back and get it when I'm ready to take my arrow shafts. But anyway, I'm going to get on to the house. This is Jason Roten with Primitive Life Training. Hope you enjoyed.